Hi there! This 7-minute recorded presentation provides an overview of the Infill Development Options project, taking place over the fall of 2022 and into 2023. Throughout this presentation, I'll be using several technical planning terms which are defined here. Zoning is the land classification system that outlines the types of uses, lot dimensions, and building specifications permitted on a parcel of land. Two examples of use in the zoning bylaw are residential, such as single detached or townhouse, and commercial, such as shopping malls. Examples of building specifications are the building height and the location of the building on the lot, determined through a front, side, and rear yard setback requirement. Rezoning is a local government approval process where council decides on changing the zone of a lot to enable a new form of or intensity of development. RS1 is a residential zone that was commonly applied to urban lands between 1950 and into the early 2000s, and remains in place on many of these lots today. The minimum lot specifications are 18-meter frontage, 27-meter depth, and 668 square meters in lot area. In Imperial, that's 59-foot frontage, 89-foot depth, and 7,190 square feet in lot area. The infill development options work is specifically considering regulatory changes to this zone. Infill is a type of development that occurs where urban development has previously occurred. The opposite of infill is greenfield development, where rural lands are developed by adding infrastructure and buildings. Duplex means a residential use where two dwelling units are contained within one building, sharing a common roof and separated one from another by a common wall or roof. Generally, they are strata-titled, meaning they can be bought and sold independently of one another, differentiating them from a secondary suite. A local road is one of the three road classifications. The roadway classification system describes the intended function of the roadway and guides decision-making about changes in physical design characteristics, as well as the access characteristics of surrounding land uses. The primary function of local roads is to provide access to property. Commercial and residential properties have driveway access, and parking is typically permitted. With those terms defined, let's dive into the changes that city staff are exploring by looking at where RS1 zone properties are located. Neighborhoods that are predominantly zoned RS1 are located in West Maple Ridge and Central Maple Ridge west of 232nd Street. We also have the Smith neighborhood close to Blue Mountain Elementary that is zoned RS1. Additionally, some RS1 zoned lots are located in the town center and Hammond area. While most RS1 lots in the town center and Hammond have higher development potential, areas designated for single-family development would be eligible for infill development options. Within West and Central Maple Ridge and the Smith neighborhood, there are, of course, various zones and land uses, but generally when we go down quieter streets with single detached homes that have been there for decades, the predominant zoning is RS1. The RS1 zone currently permits a single detached home to be built on a lot. Secondary permitted uses on an RS1 zone lot are a detached garden suite, secondary suite, home occupation, temporary residential unit, and accessory buildings like a workshop or shed. As our population grows, land values increase, and older single detached homes reach the end of their lifespan. We're turning to our existing RS1 properties to accommodate additional residential units in different formats to meet the housing needs of our residents while retaining the single detached character of the neighborhood. Currently, when a property owner wants to change the zone of the land to permit a different use, a council-approved rezoning application is required. Moving on to the proposed infill development options, there are 4 development options under consideration. The first option is a single detached home with the introduction of a floor area limit to ensure that new homes constructed fit well with the existing housing context. The next 3 options are proposed to be available with a payment of a $45,000 density bonus cash contribution and an expedited approval process, meaning no council-approved rezoning application is required. Option 2 and 3 permit duplexes with an approved development permit. These can be either in a side-by-side format or a stacked design. The final option is a subdivision to create 2 371 square meter lots, which translates to 2 4,000 square foot lots. You may be wondering why we're undertaking this review. Well, there are 6 desired outcomes that this work seeks to achieve. 1. To have new homes that are compatible with existing homes. 2. To create modest density in single detached neighborhoods. 3. To expand the range of housing forms. 4. To locate new housing close to transit and existing schools. 5. To reduce and streamline City Hall approval timelines. And finally, 6. To provide additional funding for neighborhood amenities. We're looking for your feedback on this work. Check out other presentations in this series for more in-depth information, or go straight to our survey that can be completed up until October 14th. Let's keep the conversation going. Join us for a virtual question and answer session with City staff on September 28th at 7 p.m. We also welcome email and phone inquiries.